Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Maggie, the substitute teacher. Here I teach you how I've lost 65 pounds with 35 more to go by substituting the foods that I used to love for the foods that love me back. But today I've got a special treat for you guys. Yes, we are going to talk about food, but I'm also going to share with you my experience at the meetup that we just had here in Atlanta this past weekend with the lead attorney, not your attorney. He is the lead attorney. So I'm going to give you guys the play-by-play. I'm going to let you know about my experience, what he was like in person, the food, all of the details. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so I am new to the lead attorney. My best friend turned me on to him. And if you haven't heard, mucho gusto. The lead attorney has a YouTube channel and he's part of the Manosphere. He is a 20-year divorce attorney, so he has a lot of experience with high profile and probably other divorces and relationships as well. So his channel started out talking about how to advocate for men in the child support system and other areas that may be unfair, but he's blown up when he's also talked about current events. So this was me on the lead attorney show. He had a show when he was talking about the lawsuit between Cardi B and Tasha K. And one of the things that I love about the lead attorney is that he is an advocate for those of us over 35 to start our own YouTube channels. And he's a big inspiration as to why I am Maggie, the substitute teacher. So one of the things that he does on his show is he brings people up into the panel and he lets you shout out your channel and then talk about whatever the subject is for the day. So this was me on the lead attorney show. All right. So now that I'm following him, if you notice, he's got a community tab in YouTube, and this all happened so quickly. So I'm just going to show you guys what he posted. So I believe he was going to have a 100,000 subscriber celebration that he ended up having to scrap with the pandemic and everything else going on. So he posted this, and you can see it's really just a casual shout out. Hey, all Atlanta YouTubers, subscribers, and viewers, anyone interested in an informal meetup? Oh my goodness, are you serious? He had posted this and it had been up for a couple days. So by the time I saw it, I was like, oh crap, I wonder if it's still open. Well, funnily enough, as you can see from the response, he was, flooded with responses. And so smartly, he asked if one of his subscribers would want to spearhead and put everything together. And I'm so happy he did that because you all know Gayle at night. She is amazing. She volunteered to put this together for lead attorney's subscribers. So here's what happened in the post that he put. He asked us to email Gayle, and I emailed Gayle, and I got an email back, as you can see here. And she had this form letter already crafted with the details for the date, the time. She had a special Cash App set up, and all the instructions were there. So she made it super easy breezy. It even included the dinner menu. So I got myself together, I sent the email, I sent the Cash App, and she even asked, how do we want our name to appear on the invitation? I was like, wow, this is so fancy, Miss Gayle. All right, and you can see the dress code was dressy casual. It's funny, when Lee posted the invite, he basically said, invite who you want to. I'm gonna be casual, just no kids, because we're grown and we cuss. All right, so I sent my Cash App, and then I got this back from Gayle. And all of this happened within an evening. So she was on it. She was very responsive. And again, thank you so much, Gayle. You made the sign up experience wonderful. So she put together this nice little invite. And you can see here, this came in my inbox. And I had Maggie, the substitute teacher. So I was ready to go. All right. So as you can imagine, the demand came fast and furious. The capacity was only for 35 people because Lead wanted this in a private room in the restaurant. So keep your fingers crossed. I think it went off with a bang, and he said he'll do it again and maybe even come to a city near you. And what's interesting enough, we actually had people fly in from Minneapolis. We had people come in from the Carolinas. People drove over from, hours and hours away. So I'm so grateful that I was able to just go into the city to have this experience. All right. So now part two, I want to talk to you guys about the food, right? Because that's usually what I talk about on my channel. I usually post every day what I'm eating for you guys as I'm making healthier choices. And then on the weekends, I do a cooking demonstration so you can see it in real time. All right, so if you've never been to Fogo de Chao, it is I think it's churrascaria. It's a Brazilian steakhouse. And so the concept is they have a salad bar, a humongous salad bar, and then there are, waiters that come through and give you any kind of meat you would desire. So for this event, it was a $70 price point. You saw that in the Cash App that I sent. Lead was generous enough to cover our sales tax, cover our tip. You only had to pay if you wanted to have alcohol, but soft drinks and teas and all of that was included. So I do believe they have a lower price option. If you don't eat meat, you can just have the salad bar, but I paid for the experience. So let's see how it went down. All right, so when you go into Fogo de Chao, you can see kind of the decor. To me, it's, very smooth, kind of a masculine vibe there. So there are multiple locations in the city of Atlanta. And he told us, make sure you come to the downtown Buckhead location, because if you go somewhere else, you're going to be out of luck. All right. So when I arrived and I went to the hostess stand, she asked, she greeted me. And then I said, yes, I'm here for the lead attorney meetup. And she asked my name and I told her. And so they checked off Maggie, the substitute teacher, off of the list and then took me to the back where the private room was. All right, so when we went to the back, this is a picture of the tables. There were 3 tables set up with 10, 5 on each side. So 3 versions of this. You can kind of see a little bit here and a little bit here. It was beautiful. We had the linens. Gayle even had our name cards ready. It was amazing. All right, so as you can imagine, everybody was very excited to see Lead. And as he said, he showed up casual. This is the lead attorney. I know, right? We're so used to seeing him in his suit, but he did not have a suit on. I believe this is an Atlanta Braves baseball cap. We are the world champions, so go Braves. And then he's wearing a t-shirt. This is Atlanta United, which is our city's soccer team. They're also very good. Jeans, and he said he was going to be wearing Adidas, y'all. And he wore Adidas. He was very comfortable. Everybody was dressed nicely. It was basically, dressy casual, your version of that. So as you walked back into the private room where you were led, people were taking pictures. He was greeting. It was wonderful. So of course I waited my turn. He was taking pictures. He had a couple photographers there. So everybody was having their, time to say hello. And I finally got my picture with the lead attorney. I introduced myself as Maggie, the substitute teacher, or Margaret Brown. And he was incredibly gracious. It was so nice to meet him in person. And, a little joke, you guys, if you followed the Cardi B Tasha K shows, that there was a rumor that he was in a wheelchair. He is most definitely not in a wheelchair. He's actually tall, and he said this on his shows. I'm 5'7", so I'm a little bit above average height. And I believe lead attorney is 6'3", he said. So he's very, tall and stands on his own power. So just a few pictures here. I'm not going to call anybody out, but we got to meet so many people that are in Leeds community. You'll know the names. It was so nice to put faces with names. And so I introduced myself and they introduced themselves. And it was like, oh, it's so nice to meet you in person. So I will shout out infamous Sylvia, because you guys know her. She's given me permission to do that. And then I took a picture with Miss Gayle at night, our wonderful coordinator, and she's also a YouTuber as well. So one of the things that I loved about this outing, you guys, is the ability to network and connect with our other brothers and sisters in the community. You notice these 2 brothers here have their cell phone out, and there was a lot of that going on, right? So when you met somebody and you introduced yourself, it was kind of like, oh, one of the experiences I had, someone was like, oh, you're Maggie, you look just like in pictures. I was like, oh yeah, I'm Maggie. And then we would say, do you have a YouTube channel? We would swap phones, and then I'd pull up my channel on their phone, they would pull up their channel on my phone, and we would go ahead and subscribe. Or if they had Instagram, we would go ahead and follow them. So it was a wonderful experience to be able to put a face with the name, and everybody was genuine and really, really kind. All right, so now we're in the private room. The dinner was from 6:30 to I believe about 9-ish. And so the waiters are there and they're filling our water glasses and asking us if we want any other beverage. The people who wanted their alcoholic beverages went ahead and placed their orders. I wanted a hot tea because I was kind of sitting underneath the event. So you can see here, the room is starting to fill up. As you can see, Lead with his baseball cap on. He was at the middle table with some other people, some you'll recognize. I was at this third table towards the front of the picture, and then there was another long table in the back. So everybody's just getting acclimated now. More pictures. But one thing that you'll notice here, you see this gentleman in the back is standing up. One of the things that I absolutely appreciate that the lead does is that he uses his platform to promote other YouTube channels. He doesn't have to do that, you guys. He's successful all on his own, but he definitely wants to encourage us to be successful as well. So once everybody arrived, one of the things that Lee did, he kicked off the party and thanked everybody for coming, introduced himself like we didn't know who he was. And he asked if we would just take a second to stand up and introduce ourselves. If we had a YouTube channel, shout it out and just kind of let everybody put a face with a name. So literally, you know, I did that. We went around the whole room. Hi, everybody. I'm Margaret Brown. You know me as Maggie, the substitute teacher. I talked about what my channel was about and just really happy to be here and network. So you can see everybody was doing the same. It was great. All right, so now that everybody's introduced themselves, we're ready to eat. So you can see the waitress here is kind of giving us instructions on what's going to happen next. So as I said, there's a huge salad bar in the front of the restaurant and the plates were at the salad bar. So she's letting us know that we can get up and go help ourselves to the salad bar and that the waiters are going to be coming around with the meats once we get settled. Now, those of you all who know, I'm on a weight loss journey. And one of the things that was so wonderful about this experience is that several people came up to me and said, you know, I've been on a journey as well, or I've been successful in my journey, or I need to connect with you. You're not alone if you're struggling. There's always things that we can do to make better choices. So one of the things that I did, because I knew this dinner was planned, for lunch that day, all I had was a protein shake, kind of like a smoothie. And in the morning, I just had a couple eggs for breakfast to save my calories to enjoy this meal. And then the next day, because I kind of did overdo it, especially with the bread basket, I fasted. I did just an egg and apple fast. And I have another video about how that works on my channel. You can check out the egg fast, but I had a great time within moderation. All right. So salad bar, glorious salad bar. If you've never been to Fogo de Chao, you can see here, it is so much more than salad. They have deli meats, they have potato salad, of course they have fruits, they have veggies, they have everything. So literally we just lined up and we took a lap around the salad bar and we got whatever we wanted. I only took one trip to the salad bar. I usually don't do too well at buffets because I like to be very specific about what I'm eating. And sometimes when I'm having a variety of things, I can overdo it. So I only made one trip to the salad bar. I got what I wanted and that was it. But this is all you can eat. So if you've never been to Fogo, you can definitely come here as many times as you would like and refill. They also had smoked salmon and then other veggie protein options. If you're not a big meat eater, you could come to the salad bar and have your fill. So again, the price point, $70 included everything, but I do believe they have like a $35 option if all you want is a salad bar and you don't want the meat. All right, so once we took our lap around the salad bar, took lots of pictures, you guys. Oh, I almost forgot. In addition to the cold items, they also had some warm items, also part of the salad bar. They had rice dishes. I believe they were over here close to the chafing dishes. They had bread, and then this was really good. They had like a squash soup. It wasn't butternut squash. It was more like maybe an acorn squash with the pepitas and the green onions. So I helped myself to soup because I was a little bit cold, but that was a great way to fill up so you don't overeat on some of the other items. All right, so my teas were ready for me. I got my own little hot water pitcher and I was good to go. All right, so when we come back to the room, they've got the water glasses and then the condiments ready. They had an excellent chimichurri made in-house. They had a sauce ready. Plus, if you like A1 steak sauce, they had that ready. This went on all of the tables. I didn't use any of the steak sauce because the meat was already very well seasoned. All right, so let's talk about appetizers, you guys. I don't eat starches every day, so I have to really watch it. But the waiter brought this in, and these were the little appetizers that were meant for sharing. God, I got more than I should have. But they had these beautiful buttery mashed potatoes, and then they said it was plantain. Someone said this was fried bananas. It was still very good. And they had polenta, which I believe is like a corn grain shaped into these rectangles and then fried with a little bit of, I think, Parmesan on the top. It was so good, crispy, gooey, the texture. This is where I get in trouble. All right, so they put these on the table in the center for everybody to kind of help themselves. And so, at first I was kind of ladylike and I just had a little, and then I was watching the other people around me and they were really into the meat. And so I said, is anybody else gonna eat this? And they were like, no, go help yourself. So I did. It was so yummy. All right, focus, Maggie. Now back to the soup. So when I felt like I was starting to overdo it, I went back to the soup. And again, this is a great option. Soups, broths, drinking hot tea, even ice water, just keeping that close to you when you're at an event or a party helps fill you up without as many calories as some of the other stuff that you might be tempted to eat. So the soup was excellent. I completely finished this bowl. So again, you can see the acorn or the squash soup here with a little bit of Parmesan, some green onions, and the pepitas, which are just some seeds. They were yummy. So when I finished the mashed potato, they replenished the mashed potato. Why did they do that? Oh my gosh, y'all, I just took pictures. I had to stop myself. It was so good. Okay, enough of the carb overload. All right. So here is, I tried to capture this waiter as he was walking away, but you can see like this Brazilian, like gaucho style. He's got like the large pants with the knee-high boots. And I'm gonna show you guys what he's carrying around. So as we're eating and as we're talking, this is the signature experience in the Brazilian steakhouse if you've never been. So they have these long skewers of meats, and you can see he's literally slicing it in front of you. So everybody had their own little tongs, as you can see here, and they would cut off a little piece of the meat and then tell you to grab it with the tong and then cut off the rest so that you could have it. So they would circle around the room and then they would ask, what is this? I can't tell what that one is. But let's say they would say filet mignon, and then you can say yes or no. Or if you noticed on the tables, there are these little discs. Some of us thought they were coasters, but they weren't. The green side was for yes, I'll have some, or you could flip it over if you were done. The red side says no, so that the servers, as they're walking around, they know whether you're ready for more or not. There was a variety of meats, y'all. I didn't even eat them all. I tried to taste everything though. Lamb chops. So good. So you can see here, and y'all look at this knife. So as I'm kind of big with the gesture. So I got to watch myself because I'm talking, I'm having a good time. And here comes the swordsman with the skewers of meat, but it was amazing. I definitely had the lamb. It was excellent. And again, this is all included in the price as much as you want. So definitely pace yourself. I believe this was the bacon wrapped chicken. I did not have this. I was still eating some of the other stuff because they're coming around fast and furious. I heard it was excellent, but I did not try it. Okay, this is a little bit of a messy picture, but you can see here I had some sirloin. I didn't even get around to it. I had one piece of rib that was good. I think this is the filet. I didn't even get to it, y'all. It was just a lot. So keep that in mind. They had some chicken. I did try the chicken. It was excellent. For me, the meats were a little saltier than I usually eat, but I try to, keep my food, as clean as possible. And, when we eat out, as much as we love it, there's a lot of extra flavor. So keep that in mind, but it was excellent, very tender and juicy. All right. So the meats have gone around and you've had your fill. And some people took extra trips to the salad bar to replenish. Some people replenished their drinks, all the meat that you could ask for. We're talking, we're laughing, we're exchanging contact information, we're having a great time. And then my next favorite, it was time for dessert, y'all. Oh, why? I've had to really kick the sugar. I don't really eat sugar, you guys, but I do love a good dessert. And I've done on other videos. When I'm going somewhere, I want to enjoy myself, and I'm going to enjoy myself. I know it delays a little bit of the weight loss, but this was a once in a lifetime experience. So, excuse me, I was ready. So the waitress brought around the dessert menu. You can see all the different things they have here. And I'm one of those people that I was like, I just want to taste everything. But I settled on the creme brulee. That's my absolute favorite. Luckily, the people around me got other items that I could see and maybe even taste. So the key lime pie came across. Doesn't this strawberry cheesecake look heavenly? Oh, so good. So that was someone else's dessert. And then luckily, my neighbor ordered the chocolate molten lava cake. And I said, "Oh, that looks amazing." And he said, "Oh, why don't you try some?" I was thinking to myself, I thought you'd never ask. But I let him have some creme brulee. He said it was very good. I had some of his molten lava cake. It was very good. There were some people that even ordered multiple desserts. So have it your way. It was excellent, but I'm a sweets person, so this was a treat for me. Someone else ordered the tres leches cake. So that is a cake that's got cream and milk inside, very good, like in spongy and yummy. And then as we were closing up, if there wasn't enough sugar and enough treats, Gayle had these little chocolate squares as giveaways for us. I brought a small little gift to the lead, and other people had their swag and their, little token gifts that we exchanged. It was wonderful. It was actually very sweet. So, in closing, that was the experience that I had at the TLA Atlanta meetup. What was the lead like? You guys, he is incredibly gracious and kind. He took time to meet everybody. He asked questions. He was very engaging. And you know how some of us can get who need a lot of attention. He was very patient. I thought it was excellent. I am so grateful that I was able to make this event. I look forward to supporting the lead. I did ask his permission if I could make this video recapping everything and tag him. And I'm so thankful that he gave me his permission. So I wanted to give you guys a little sneak peek into what happened at Fogo de Chao. And hopefully, this was the first, but I know it's definitely not the last. Hopefully you'll be able to make the next one. Until then, if you like what I'm doing, please give me a thumbs up. I eat every day, so I give you guys a post every day. Please consider subscribing because on the weekends, I go live with a cooking show and I may do that later today. All right, you guys, bye for now. Thank you so much.